Shalom, Kor Haloyim, La Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. Shalom to you fellow laborers out there doing the work in truth and in sincerity, especially during these times. Shalom to the few Akwaf that believe as well. A hearty shalom to you other laborers and believers that are scattered abroad throughout the face of the earth. Even if you're among the heathen, and even like the heathen who are speckled bird Israelites, to the household of faith, which is the elect, I want to say shalom to you. So I was watching this video on the way to work this morning, and I decided to do a response based off hearing the Apostle Gabar's video. And his video is entitled, Being Defamed, We Entreat. Can AI be used to discredit us? So this is my response to the Apostle's video. Because he brought up the fact that these Jah Israelites was the ones behind it. And as he's going into the lesson, which I was just about done with it when I pulled up to work, maybe like 2 minutes ago, or the video maybe, but I was like, these different groups, these different Israelite groups that claim to be in the truth, and they always harp upon the law, and they think the law gonna get you saved or get you through, onto the chariot, out of these tough times we're in, or Jacob's time of trouble, and we know the answer to it. And the simple answer is we're not going to make it because of the works of the law, because we can't keep the law. All right, and this is one point that proves a simple law like slander, all right, or bearing false witness, even, it's not even kept among you guys that push the law. So I brought up something in the law, right? Numbers 14. And this is going into the wicked generation that wanted to rebel, or they did rebel. Shalaki, they did rebel. And they wanted to go back to Egypt. Okay? You read up, right? Numbers 14. I'll start at 1 and just give you the backstory. And all the congregation lifted up their voice and cried, and the people wept that night. And all the children of Israel murmured against Moses and against Aaron. Right? He was talking shit. All right? Complaining and bitching, nagging. And the whole congregation said unto them, Would the Most High that we had died in the land of Egypt, or would the Most High we had died in this wilderness? And you got to keep in mind, too, the Lord was doing all kind of miracles for Jake, man. Show you how ungrateful our people really are. I mean, truly. So that was the back story, what was going on. They were speaking against Moses, okay? And for that, the Lord judged them, of course. But this is something that the Lord pronounced against them, right? Verse 35, I, Yahweh, have said, I will surely do it unto all this evil congregation that are gathered together against me in the wilderness. They shall be consumed, and there they shall die. So the Lord said, hey, I'm going to put y'all to death right here in this wilderness, man. You want to rebel? You want to come against me? Though I delivered you, all right, from the Egyptians that were oppressing you, all right, and basically making your lives live in hell. You want to go back to them versus serve me, seeing that I am the power that truly exists. I've delivered you from many evils, from under the hand of the Egyptians, and performing miracles for you, all right, traveling in this wilderness, and yet you want to rebel against me, And that was the truth, man. You go into the story, man. The Lord was doing all kinds of things, giving us manna from heaven, giving us water out of the brook of a rock, man. Hey, the Lord was performing miracles for us, man, as a people. But yet our people wanted to go back. This is our foreparents, man. All right? our foreparents want to go back, man. That's why it says in Isaiah 30 that wherefore ye trust in oppression and perverseness and stay thereon, roughly paraphrase Isaiah 30 about verse 12. You know? It says, in this wilderness they shall be consumed, and there they shall die. And the men which Moses sent to search the land, who returned and made all the congregation to murmur against him by bringing up a slander upon the land, even those men that did bring up the evil report upon the land, died by the plague before the Lord. See? But Joshua the son of Nun and Caleb the son of Jephunneh, which were of the men that went to search the land, lived still. Right. They the only ones that made it, man. You know? But the point right here is the ones that brought up that slander, right? Let's go to the word slander. Because this is what's going on, man, by that AI video that they made. All right. And the apostle, you know, he said it beautifully, man. You know, hey, they're going to defame us like they defame Yahweh Shai. And that's the reality of it, you know. The Hebrew word there is daba. It says whispering, defamation, evil report, whispering, defamation, defaming. Yeah, same thing. Evil report, unfavorable saying. And that's what they were doing, man. Okay? And they were doing it back then, and they doing it now. All right? Against the men of the Lord. Because Moses and Aaron was what? Men of the Lord. You know? And Ecclesiastes it say what? That there's no new thing under the sun. It happened then, it's going to happen now. Even more to come. All right? Especially the times we're coming into. They are getting evil and evil by the days, weeks, months. You know? A lot of guys taking the bag, talking shit. You know? And by the way, numbers is a part of the law. You know? Which, you know, they're known as the first 5 books of Moses. You know? But this is what's going to happen, you know, because the Lord is showing you who's serving him and who's not. Okay? Exodus 20 and 16. Let me see. Exodus 20:16 says, "Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor." See? And I watched the AI clip. I'm like, damn, it was crazy how they did it. You know, AI is kind of clever how they do things. But guess what though? There's a judgment for you wicked Israelites out there that come against the Lord and His men. You know, Salakia. So you're not supposed to bear false witness against thy neighbor. Okay? And what's false witness? Again, we can go to it. It says a lie, deception. The Hebrew word is shaquar. The Hebrew word is shaquar. It says lie, deception, disappointment, falsehood. See? Deceit, fraud, wrong, fraudulently, wrongfully. Yeah, it's pretty much false tongue. Yeah, you know, and that's you different groups that go off all the time. You get mad because the apostles and the bishops and elders correct you all the time. You know, you be butthurt about a lot of shit, and then you want to do your own thing. That's another thing that Jake want to do. A lot of you guys left the so-called Christian church to make you a group with an Israelite twist on it, but it is heavily involved still in that wacky-tacky Christianity. And then y'all Israelites, man, you guys are through anyway. You have you fucking women up there like they teachers or something. And I come across the videos all the time. I'm like, yo, what are you doing? I rebuked several of them videos, you know, throughout these years. I've been laboring, you know, because it's wicked. All right, and there's scriptures on that for a woman not to teach, man. Okay, but again, these are the Israelites out there whom Yahweh Shai was speaking about, when he called them the synagogue of Satan. Let me get that. Revelation chapter 2, verse 9, I know thy works in tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. Yeah, he was talking about Israelites. See? A lot of you guys use this for the tiny tops, but this is really pertaining to Jake. Though we know the scriptures is twofold, but really, you know, in all honesty, this is pertaining to you wicked Israelites, man, that were at Jerusalem, you know, and you, they was always trying to catch and trip up Yahweh Shah with the law. And they was getting cut, you know. They were getting cut. And for that, that's why they wanted to kill him, you know. Because a lot of these niggas sold out, man. And they were doing the same shit when Yahweh Shah was on the scene, man. Took the bag from the Roman Empire by way of the Herodians, which was an extension of the Roman Empire. They took a bag rather than serve Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, man. They feared the Romans instead of the Most High. Oh, Romans 1. Who turned the truth into the lie? That was you Israelites, man. That Paul was speaking about. You know, that worship and serve the creature more than the creator, man. Our people fucked up, man. And they refuse to get right. They won't get right. And that's why the Lord going to put them to death, man. Okay? Romans 2:28. It's like it. Let me see. Start up a little bit. Romans 2:25. For circumcision verily profited, if thou keep the law. But if thou be a breaker of the law, thy circumcision is made uncircumcision. And that's true. Now you guys can't claim to keep the law, but you don't keep the law. We can't keep the law, man. Shit. That's why Yahweh Shai had to come. You know, to redeem us from the curses of the law. Because why? We couldn't keep it. And ultimately, through Yahweh Shai, the Most High he made a new covenant with us. That he would put his laws in our inward parts. So we can keep his law perfectly. Meaning what? He's going to program us to be perfect. Along with giving us those new bodies. All right? Which are immortal bodies, man. Okay? It says, therefore, if the uncircumcision keep the righteousness of the law, shall not his uncircumcision be counted for circumcision? It says, and shall not uncircumcision, which is by nature, if it fulfill the law, judge thee, who by the letter and circumcision doest transgress the law? And you know, our people do some things containing the law without even knowing it. But then you got some of our people that know the law, and we're supposed to rehearse the righteous acts, which is the law. All right, the ones you can keep at least. But you got it where the ones we can keep, they break those too. Even though you break one law, you broke the whole law. But in rehearsing, this is where faith come in at. Excuse me. Because they act like they can keep the law. Oh, you keep the law. Keep the law, brother. Keep the commandments. And then these niggas breaking every law in the scriptures, man. They ain't even trying to keep the ones. See, outwardly they think or portray themselves, I should say, to be, you know, perfect in the law. But they just hypocrites, man. Verse 28, for he is not a Jew, which is one outwardly, neither is that circumcision, which is outward in the flesh. But he is a Jew, which is one inwardly. Yeah. And that starts with faith. You know? Not put on the act for the whole, you know, nation to see, but actually truly living all right, accordingly. All right, like it says in James, being a doer of the word and not a hearer only. You know? But he is a Jew which is one inwardly, and circumcision is that of the heart in the spirit and not in the letter. See? Whose praise is not of men, but of the Most High. Right, because the Most High look at the inward parts of men. You know? Niggas put on a fucking garment and be through as hell. Be going off. You know? Talking about just totally wicked. But they look the part though. You know? Oh, this is like brother, you know. Nigga be OR, wearing a t-shirt with fringes, you know, to work and shit. Stop you in the middle of nowhere in a public place. Hey, brother, you keep the commandments? You know? And then behind closed doors, they doing all kind of manner of evil and wicked shit, man. That's our people for you. You know? That's why Yahweh tried to cuss you niggas out, man. Often. You know, you Israelites that were being wicked, you were often reproved. Because hey, Yahweh shot seen right through you. He from the spirit world. He already knew what kind of fucking Israelite you were. All the ones that was wicked. He already knew. You know? And that's why he said this right here in John 8:44. Ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father will ye do. You will do. He was a murderer from the beginning. Yeah, and you know. Hey, man. A lot of you jakes, man, and it's gonna come out. A lot of you jakes are you know, secretly murdering. You have an Esau set up, you know, the real men of the Lord, the true prophets. That's why a lot of you taking this bag, man, and it's coming out more and more, man. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth. All right, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. And a lot of you Israelites like that too. Okay, you're helping Esau set up men of the Lord. Just like in the world, in the civil rights movement, you had the COINTELPRO. That shit's around still, man. Niggas setting up, you know, men of the Lord and thinking the Lord ain't gonna judge you for that. You know? And really that's offensive. You know? And Yahweh Shai said, whoever offend one of these little ones, all right, it should be more tolerable for him if he tied a millstone about his neck and was cast in the sea, man. You know? But this is where we come to, man. You know? So Jake is now totally just desperate to, you know, basically be seen, all right, to have a large following versus just teach the truth, you know, for the ministry. You know? Paul said, let all things be done to the edification of the church, right? Or edifying of the church, right? Why the fuck you not making videos edifying the church? Let me see. Yeah, 1 Corinthians 14. And I go to point 12. It says, even so ye, for as much as ye are zealous of spiritual gifts, seek that ye may excel to the edifying of the church. All right, which is the body. This is what we're supposed to be doing, man. You know, if it ain't edifying of the body, what are you doing? A lot of you guys, man, you guys are, doing this for filthy lucre's sake, man. And the Lord's going to judge you for it. And that show you, man. Though a lot of you put on garments and claim to be Israelites, you don't fear Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. You don't have faith, man. You don't fear and you don't have faith. And that's going to lead to your demise. Because the Lord going to surely repay you for your slanderous words, man. And you're going to see, man, all you guys going to perish, man, over here on the side. See something real quick. Let me see this one right here. Sirach, Ecclesiastes 51 and verse. I start at 1. It says, I will thank thee, O Lord and King, and praise thee, O power, my Savior. I do give praise unto thy name, for thou art my defender and helper, and has preserved my body from destruction, and from the snare of the slanderous tongue, and from the lips that forge lies, and has been mine helper against mine adversaries. And you gotta think about this too. 2/3 are our adversaries, man. Whether you want to look at them like that or not, hey, 2/3 of these Israelites are your adversaries, man. They're your enemies, man. It just is what it is. It has delivered me according to the multitude of the mercies and greatness of thy name, from the teeth of them that were ready to devour me, and out of the hands of such as sought after my life, and from the manifold afflictions which I had. Right. Because Esau already want to devour us. Then you got Jake that's helping. So we're up against two sides, man. Esau, Edom, the wicked, and then the wicked of our people. And this is our lot. This is our lot. Slacky, my voice still ain't there. And it's morning time, so I'm a little tired still, though I'm at work. But yeah, man. This is part of our lot. Being defamed, being slandered, being persecuted. And that's because we follow Yahweh Shai. We follow the Lamb. And it's evident that we do. And the rest, they don't follow the Lamb. They don't truly believe in Yahweh Shai. No, they don't believe in Yahweh or Yahweh Shai, man. They don't even proclaim those names like we do from the apostles on down. So that proves that they're not his, man. We honor those names and give praise to those names. But anyways, man, I'm going to close. Hey, Lord, whether you've been edified with that, all praise and glory be unto Yahweh, B'Hashem Yahweh Shai, B'Hashem Rachak Wadash. Shalom to the Lord's elect. I'll see you next time in the next video with that shalom.